Ag Bioscience, the #1 ag tech podcast globally, is now available on video. Hear from leaders and innovators across food, animal health, plant science, ag tech, and agriculture. Mondays at 6 a.m. on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. While you're there, subscribe and leave us a review. It's the Ag Bioscience Podcast with Agronovis Indiana. Get more information at agronovisindiana.com.
Welcome back to the Indiana Lawyer Podcast. I'm your host, Maura Johnson. In today's episode, I sat down with Vicky Nunn, owner of the Ken Nunn Law Office, to talk about the future of the law firm with her at the helm. Nunn is the daughter of personal injury attorney Ken Nunn, who passed away in December at the age of 85. Ken Nunn was a well-known figure in the state's legal community, perhaps best identified through his red and yellow ads displayed across city buses and billboards in Indianapolis, Bloomington, and surrounding communities. Following his death, Vicky was announced as the next leader of the firm, having worked with her dad since becoming a lawyer over 20 years ago. In this episode, Vicky and I talk about the transition into her leading the law firm, what lessons she got from her dad to bring into the law firm and leadership, and of course, what she thinks of having her face on buses and ads across the state. I hope you enjoy our conversation, but before we get into it, here's a word from our sponsor.
Taft, today's modern law firm. At Taft, we cultivate a highly respectful, transparent workplace that fosters creativity, teamwork, inclusion, and diversity. We couple our culture with a client-first approach, rewarding lawyers who understand their clients' goals and work to deliver success. Taft, the modern law firm. To learn more, visit taftlaw.com.
Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Just to start off, I know that it's been kind of a lot of change in the last few months. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's the adjustment been?
We're doing great.
Yeah.
We're doing great. Ken was my father, and he has led this project here at our office for all of these years. And so we miss him dearly, but we are doing what he taught us to do, and that's to continue his legacy. And we're working hard every day and taking care of our clients. And we're doing what he said we did the best, and that is helping our clients.
Absolutely. And obviously, I would just want to look back and talk to you about how you got into personal injury, obviously working with your father's firm. Can you tell me what sparked your interest in the law and kind of what led up to you going to law school and then joining the firm?
Sure. I graduated from Indiana University in elementary education, and I moved to San Antonio, Texas, and taught school for 12 years. Okay. I taught kindergarten for 11 years and first grade for 1 year. First grade was hard. Loved my teaching experience. But during the time when I lived in San Antonio, my dad would come visit me every 6 weeks, because we're really a close family. And he would say, I wish you'd go to law school. I wish you'd go to law school for 2 reasons. The first reason, he was always worried about my mother. And if something happened to him, he wanted to make sure that the law office was still there to help take care of her in her elderly age. And then second, he said, our clients need you. And so I put him off and I put him off. And then one evening he was down there and we would go out for dinner every night. And I said, I have a surprise for you. I'm going to take the LSAT and I'm going to go to law school. Well, he was so excited. And that started the wheels in motion. And that was 1998. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up taking the LSAT and I went to law school. And then I moved here back home, and my mom and dad are here. And it's just worked out really well.
Yeah. Was there ever a point in your law school journey where you found interest in maybe other parts of the law besides kind of what your focus is? Was there any thought of like including that in the firm? What did that kind of look like for you, your law school journey?
No, not really. Okay. So my mom and dad were married for 59 years, and I have a younger brother, David. And so we had family dinner every evening. That was my dad's requirement when we were growing up. So what we found is in our evenings, we would be sitting and eating dinner, and our dad would come home and talk about his cases and his clients. And back then, the clients would call the home phone and say, I need to talk to Mr. Nunn. And we would take the phone messages and everything. And so we grew up hearing stories and or hearing how my dad wanted to do more to help. And
Yeah.
so that's just what we were conditioned to do. When I went to law school, very few people were saying they were going to go into personal injury.
Okay.
They were going to go work for big law and corporate law and tax law and patent law. And I just wanted to do
Yeah.
personal injury and insurance law.
Yeah, absolutely. What about just that field and growing up around your dad and him doing that kind of drew you to just that environment and that passion of yours?
Because you get to help so many people. If you get hurt, you don't know what to do. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who to turn to, and the insurance company's coming after you. They're going to make it all better. But are they really? Are they really going to make your life better? And they're going to get your car put back together. They're going to get your specific family and your needs put back together. No, they're not. So you really need somebody to come in and look at what's happened and analyze it and really personalize it to what you need to be made whole again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that sparks a fire in me.
Mhm.
And it always sparked a fire in my dad. And that's what we remain steadfast in doing.
So I want to shift gears a little bit just to talk about your transition, obviously, now into leading the firm. Can you talk me through what that was like? Was there anything that maybe surprised you about the process?
Um, I have been here 23 years. I did my math today. Uh, My dad opened his first law office in about, I think it was 1968. So we're running on about 58 years now.
Yeah.
And so when my father passed away, we have about 90 employees here. I have 12 attorneys and I have about 70 support staff. And one of my staff members has been here 45 years.
Oh, wow.
Another one 41, 40, 38, 29, and then I've been here 20. So we're a bunch of old timers here. And that's the norm. We don't have a bunch of newbies in our office. We've got people who are experienced and trained. So what my father did is he set up a team, a directors meeting at a board of directors. And if something happened, I had a person in place for every department: marketing, advertising, intake specialist, property damage specialist. We had all of these department heads in place. And so when the awful time came, uh, I was able to lean on each one of them. And we're just continuing what we've been doing. And that's my dad's legacy. He set that up for me and for our office and for our clients. And so we just continue doing what we were doing.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, and I love that you said it's such a, I guess, family-oriented firm, not only just it being legacy of a family firm, but the way that your staff has been around for so long, I would imagine is very impactful for the way that you operate in the firm.
It is. And I don't know, I'm going to toot my horn just a little bit. So I didn't go to law school till I was 36.
Mm,
And so I was able to have the opportunity to have a second career.
yeah.
And not a lot of people get to do that. But more importantly, I want to send the message out that if at 36, at 40, at 45, you want to change careers and go to law school, do it. Do it. Make a difference. Go be whatever you want because it's really an exciting part in the middle of your life and you get to change focus and do something else. So my dad wanted, he used to say, I want an office full of nuns. So that was his joke in our
Yeah.
family. But more importantly, my daughter, Katie, just graduated from Indiana University Mauer Law School 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
she's studying for her bar right now, the Indiana bar.
Mhm.
And so I hope to have her join our office in October of
Yeah.
this year. And my son is 23, and he just completed his first year of law school at Capital Law School in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he'll graduate in a couple of years from law school. So I will have an office full of nuns.
I love
So
that.
yeah, we're looking at a fourth generation, and they're on fire and ready to come in. And while they were growing up, they heard those same stories I heard at the dinner table. My dad would share what we do, and he would say, we need you, Katie. The clients need you, Katie. He would tell them the same thing that he told me.
I love that. That's
I
awesome.
do too. We're so lucky.
Yeah, that's so great. That's awesome. Is there anything in stepping into this role that is maybe been challenging or anything that you've had to work through that you maybe didn't expect?
My, my dad is an advertising expert.
Yep.
The shoes are like size 20 to fit
Yeah.
in. He knew what to say and when to say it and how to say it. And he would get on there and snap his fingers. And I struggled with, if I start advertising on TV, I don't know that my personality is so direct. Don't accept a tiny check and all of that. So what I had to do is I had to realize who I was, and I kind of I was given the opportunity to just be me, and
Yeah.
I'm a little softer and a little bit more compassion, and I'm a mom, and that's kind of how I operate. And my dad was just full of fire and fury. So, but how lucky that I was able to come in, and he had a marketing department. And
Yeah.
so we were able to set that up immediately and try to recreate and share the wonderful work of his legacy that we're continuing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that you brought up the advertising because that's something that always I went to IU Bloomington, siblings went there, so it's very Ken Nunn is a very prominent figure, and the buses are all around Bloomington and Indy. So I have to
They
ask you
pu-
about it.
they put my picture on the
Yeah,
bus. And so I asked my daughter, because she's living here in Bloomington, I said,
yeah,
what did you think? Well, I didn't think about this. On the side of the bus,
yeah,
there's a panel that kind of has a vent and
okay,
it's gray. So
yeah,
she goes, they've got you on the grayed out portion. I guess she wanted me right up there with the
yeah,
bus driver, but you do what you have to do. But
yeah,
it's really exciting, and people are sending me pictures that they see me on the bus and everything, and I'm
yeah,
just thrilled. I'm thrilled. What
yeah,
an opportunity to get to do all of this and to continue what we were doing before. So, I'm game. We're going to do whatever we have to do
yeah,
to show our clients and to show our community we are still here and
mhm,
we're fighting for everybody's rights.
yeah, yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I remember when I first saw your face on the bus, I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's on the bus." Did you
Yeah.
have because I just have to ask, did you have any input in what that photo was and any of the process and kind of the change in advertising?
Yes, I went and had my picture taken, so I had 20 pictures to pick from,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what we stuck with.
Mhm.
And then they put me out here on the side of a building out here, and I'm snapping. And then our advertising, we mail out a lot of stuff,
Mm.
and so I've had input in all of that, and it's worked really well. The surprising part is how much advertising he did.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He had his hands in everything: paper, TV, the buses, billboards,
Mhm.
radio. And yeah, I think if he could have had a Ken Nunn light out here, he would have. Okay.
Maybe some
Flashing up in the
bobbleheads.
sky.
Yeah,
Yeah, a K-N-N out there.
like a Batman signal. I think that would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
maybe
Or
maybe
a red
touching.
phone, like an emergency bat phone, a Ken Nunn
Yeah,
phone that you call.
yeah.
Yeah,
A little button maybe that you press
yeah,
and fly into help mode.
yes, yes.
So you talk about your dad had such a fiery composition and you're a little more quiet. How do you feel like that's impacted your leadership in this role? How do you feel like it's differed from your dad's and what's your approach?
I haven't noticed a lot of change from the way he ran things
Right.
because everybody's been here so long.
Right.
They
Yeah.
already know what to do, what we need to do, our next moves. I want to honor everything my dad's done. And so I'm very mindful of our employees, and he was very mindful. Yeah, we're family here.
Yeah.
And so the person working in the office next to you, they've been here 30 years. So,
Mhm.
what a wonderful opportunity that I'm able to say, gee, I miss my dad today, or we need to go after that insurance company because they feel the same way.
Mm.
So everybody everybody in our office is kind of working on the same schematic. We're
Mm.
all doing what Ken taught us to do and what Ken wanted us to do. And and we're being very mindful of everybody because this is new to us too.
Mm.
But I feel like things are operating just the same as they were before.
Yeah.
So we're lucky that we were able to do that and that he laid it all out for us and set it up that we were able to continue what we were doing.
That's awesome. Is there anything maybe specific that you want to do in your leadership role that may be different from your dad's? Is there anything you're kind of looking at ahead for the next year or two?
I'm working on getting more computer savvy. My dad was
Okay.
zero computer.
Yeah.
He was 100% paper.
Okay.
So I'm getting better at emails, and we purchased a legal software that now we can text our clients. So I feel like we're just cruising right
Yeah.
into 2026. And how exciting that I can text a client within 5 minutes and we're communicating if they're at work or something. We hire a lot of Indiana University students for interns,
Mhm.
and they're calling our clients. And so I think we've got a wide range of ages here.
Mhm.
We've got age 19 through 70 at our office. And what a wonderful span of knowledge that we
Yeah.
have. And by doing that, everybody brings new ideas to the table, and maybe we want to communicate with a 23-year-old differently than we want to communicate with an 80-year-old. So we are always looking at that to meet the needs of our clients. And I will get better at email. I will. But
Well,
I'm a scanner now too. I can scan
oh,
documents.
perfect.
I know. I
That's
know.
probably better than me, honestly. Sometimes the paper is too much.
I love it. I love it.
And I love that you talk about the wide span of ages at your firm. I would imagine a lot of the attorneys I speak to talk a lot about mentorship in the legal community and how that's something that I think could be improved from what they've said. And how do you feel like having that wide span of ages really helps the next generation of attorneys and how they can serve clients?
Well, well, I think that you graduate from law school and you have a bunch of knowledge, but I don't know that you're ready to talk to a client or
Mm.
or step in their shoes or understand how to help them. So I
Yeah.
do think it's important for older attorneys to work with younger attorneys and bring up some ideas. In our office, we meet. And I may have a 70-year-old attorney and a 30-year-old attorney, and they'll throw off ideas on each other, and some of our employees that have been here a long time. And it really puts you in a different perspective. But that is the one thing at the law schools we don't have. We don't have attorneys coming in and actually going, here, look, here's how a potential client would feel. Here's why they feel. And I think the one thing that's hard to teach in a law school classroom is fear of the unknown. And your clients want to know, what do you think? What's going to happen? What could be the outcome? And you've got to be right there telling them it's going to be okay. I've got you. I'm on your side. And that's something that we lose in the law school classroom situation. But I know in Indiana, I know several wonderful attorneys, and I see them. They work together, and they're very kind, and I don't encounter a lot of mean or disrespectful attorneys. So how lucky we are in the state of Indiana to have such a wonderful group of lawyers that, although we're on different sides, we are all working together, and that makes our state pretty remarkable.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't think of a single attorney I've spoken to in Indiana that's not been nice or just been off. It's yeah, we have a great legal community.
Very nice, very helpful too.
Yes.
And what a blessing that is, because you hear horror stories,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, no, we don't have the. Well, I don't encounter them,
Well,
and
it definitely breaks down that. I feel like that stereotype of lawyers being hard and mean and aggressive. So
yeah, I agree.
I want to go back to just, I was thinking about earlier how you mentioned your family dinners every night growing up. And I would imagine
Mhm.
that was really foundational in just the way you approach life. Obviously, family has a great impact on anyone, but what would you say are maybe some lessons in life and in the law profession that your dad left you with that you want to take forward into this new chapter?
Oh, and I told you we're very close family. And we had family dinner. We went to all Indiana basketball and football games since I was about 6 years old.
Yeah.
And we would do movie night on Sunday night. And so that's all I know. I'm 62 right now, and I was still having family dinner with my mom and dad a couple nights a week, and before my mom's passing, and then my kids would eat dinner with my mom and dad 2 nights a week. So we're all in each other's business. Now that's great.
Yeah.
That's great until you don't want them in your business. But
Right.
that's how we operated in our family.
Mhm.
So that's good. And then with my family, I'm just continuing that.
Mm.
My children grew up with family dinner, and we were at all the school events and anything. We've just all been there. That's the way we are. I have a tendency with our clients, though, in our law firm, is if you call me and tell me you've been hurt, um, I size you up. You're just like my daughter. You're just
Mhm.
like my sister. You're just like my mother. I instantly pull you in to my family. And that's how I want to take care of you. And I think my dad did the same thing. He would call our clients at 9 and 10 o'clock at night, and he'd be like, "What are you doing?" And he would send them the oldies but goodies CDs, the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would send them those because he liked to listen to the
Sweet.
oldies but the goodies.
Mhm.
I think he just figured uh, he wanted to bring you into our family too. And how nice that was, because everybody is so important to us.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you can do the job any other way.
Mm.
What more important role would you have than to be a part of our family?
Yeah.
And my dad would tell them that he was married to my mom for 69 or 59 years, and he has two grandchildren, and that I work here at the office, And it was kind of like a short family reunion on the phone.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to continue. That's the way I've always done things for 23 years. And I do get mad if you make a small insurance, if the insurance company makes a small offer, I do get mad. It's insulting.
Mm-hmm.
My family members are worth more than that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have that flaw. I take it personal. So,
No, I love
yeah.
it. And I imagine it's helpful for clients too to know that someone is on their side in that way.
It is, because that's really what they're looking for. That's
Mhm.
what they're looking for. And I'm proud to be a part of that. And we encourage our offers, and everybody at our office encourage each other to not give up and keep going. And you know what Ken would do. That's what we say.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Last question for you. Just looking forward, what do you want to say to clients and the public about the law firm as you head into this next chapter? What do you want the message to be?
We are an Indiana law firm. We keep up with the Indiana laws. We are ready to file a lawsuit if we need to. We are ready to do whatever we need to do to get you compensated. I want to be sure people know that if you're in a car wreck, the insurance company, or you fall down someplace, the insurance company will call you the next day, and perhaps they'll offer you $1,000 and offer to pay your medical bills. But what if you find out you need surgery later on? They didn't take care of you. So, to our clients, call us. Let's go over the facts. Let's see how you're feeling. Let's see what we could do. Let's see how we can help you. We're ready to do that. You call us for free, and we'll tell you how we can help, and we'll start working on your case immediately. I think it's also important. You want a law firm that's not afraid to file a lawsuit. Our law firm has tried the most injury trials in the last 26 years in the state of Indiana. So you really want that. You want a fighter on your side. I sound like Ken, don't I? That that's what you want. You don't want a pushover. You don't want someone who wants to hand you a quick settlement or a tiny check. You want somebody who's willing to go the distance. And sometimes the best compensation you get is at the courthouse steps and in front of a jury. And that's what you want. And you want to be able to ask or discuss with your lawyer, I think I want to go further with this. My case is worth more. What a luxury. And we'll give that to you. So I hate to hear anybody's been hurt in any way, but we're here for you. And all you have to do is call, and we will answer all your questions, and we'll do whatever you need to help get the best result.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. And I know you're busy out there and doing good work. And I look forward to seeing this new chapter.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for interviewing me and wanting to hear the new changes that are taking place at our office. I don't know that there's a lot of new changes, but it confirms our office is still here. We're doing what we do best, and that is helping our clients.
Thank you for listening to the Indiana Lawyer Podcast. For more news on what's happening in the legal profession across Indiana, please visit our website at way.Nunn. There you can read in-depth reporting on the state's most pressing legal topics, find more episodes of this podcast, and read stories from our sibling publications, the Indianapolis Business Journal, and Inside Indiana Business. You can also follow the Indiana Lawyer on social media.